UC and voice lines are used once in a theory and then forgotten about forevermore. People used Withered Chica's voice line to place her at the front of the MCI and then forgot about everything else. But she has a second part.
I was the first. I have seen everything.
This is one of the only pieces of information that Scott has given us without another mystery behind it. This is the most clear-cut, precise bit of information we've ever received from one of Scott's solo games. This either means it's unimportant to the universe at large, I doubt that, or it is the one piece of information he needs us to have before he can learn anything else relating to it. I hate the idea that anyone else could be first. It doesn't make sense. If she wasn't first, she couldn't have seen everything. And it is not the one he should not have killed saying this. As when they want to talk, they have to use their own voice alongside the animatronic they have used to mock Afton.
This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over and over again, forever. I will never let you leave.
Susie has no reason to lie. Scott has no reason to lie. Steelwool has no reason to lie. Susie dies first, even if it is the one he should not have killed saying this. There's a reason behind using Withered Chica. Either Toy Shank is saying they are the one possessing Withered Chica, or the one possessing Withered Chica is the first. Either way, Susie dies first, because we know exactly who is possessing Withered Chica. It's Susie, in case you didn't know. However, I doubt people would like Susie being Toy Shank, even if I do. It's his first kill. The one that started everything. Of course, he shouldn't have, but whatever. A bit ago, someone, I think it was Matt Pett, wondered why we kept getting so many stories detailing what happened to Susie. Why there were multiple retellings of the same event. Because people keep ignoring this line. If another character dies before her, she has no longer seen everything. If another event like one of the bites has already happened, she has no longer seen everything. Every single retelling is reinforcing that Susie is special. She is special in that she was Afton's first ever kill. But what was Afton's reason? Doesn't really need one? He's a sick monster. That was the point of his character in the first place. Just because you believe that a sympathetic villain is more realistic does not mean that was the intention. He was always meant to be evil. He was always meant to be the devil. I hate using the bugs in movies, but he's irredeemable in them for a reason. What about Remnant experimenting? If he knew about it, the puppet would not have been the one to give them life. Doesn't Charlie need to die first? No. The bodies are already there by the time the puppet is aware. And there needs to be a reason for the security puppet before Charlie died. But Elizabeth dying? That was covered up. How in the hell could Henry have learned of it? The MCI needs to happen before any other incident. The only other death that could have led to the security puppet is the crime trial. Also, the order of the puppets proves that she dies last. Elizabeth could have died first. How did he know of Remnant? The Fun Times are made with the knowledge of Remnant in mind. I know I'm saying that he's evil from the start, but his knowledge would impede him here. He had to have warned about Remnant after killing Charlie, as she is the reason the animatronics were haunted. Why doesn't he hide Charlie's body? I don't have an explanation or a theory. He felt goofy, I guess. Depends on if you think the bodies in FNAF 2 minigame location are real or not. If they are, he just decided that hiding bodies was too annoying. I believe that the MCI happened before 83. I know, Into the Pit said. That is a non-canon book, which yes, is now a game, but I don't think the main games are ready for the time-traveling ball pit to be canon. Also, I don't want Dash Trap to be real. FNAF World is also a game, but that barely gets brought up in theories anymore. Some of the games are just meant to be fun. My evidence for this is the Order of the Graves. Golden Freddy dies after a good majority of them. But there's Cassidy! Yes, I do think that Cassidy died in Golden Freddy. However, they just cleaned it up. This is the same company that never discovered the MCI parts. But if Afton was still in power at the company, he could just clean it out himself. Either that or he declares it not fit for shooting, but fine for animatronic use. If you believe in Golden Duo, it makes more sense for them to die near the same time by the same animatronic. If you don't believe in Golden Duo, it depends on which person you think is controlling Golden Freddy. it was the crying child, my statement is correct in no way of disproving it, as the spirit in Golden Freddy died after the rest of the MCI. You think Cassidy's in it, it's way harder for me to prove that the crying child dies after. In fact, I think it is impossible to tell when the MCI takes place if Cassidy is the only soul in Golden Freddy. Other than, you know, the voice line I'm using as my main jumping off point. What about Andrew and Jake? Who? But they were shutting down Freddy's after the MCI. I have a bunch of lines here, but no, this company should have William Afton's catchphrase. This shit always comes back. It comes back after the MCI, the Big Bite, the Bite of 87, maybe a second MCI, and 2 whack jumps burning the building at the night during Pizza Set. I wish I had better flow, but oh well. I believe that Fall Fest is not telling us about the Big Bite or Charlie. It'll show us the very first kill, the start, Susie. But what about everything linking the crying tale to Fall Fest? The strongest piece of evidence linking the two together is a Halloween cake. I think William Afton has stronger ties to Fall Fest. However, this is my weakest argument. What about the Henry line about First Inflicted? Both of them are vain. Afton ruined Fazbear and Fredbear's reputation. That was the wound. I could start ranting about the letter pants treatment Henry gets all day, and I am. Henry was not a good person. He was likely not even a good father. Because he's... Alright, let me rephrase this. I have a bunch of... I wrote a script, and it doesn't flow that well. Alright, Henry's not a good person. Probably not even a good father. He is Afton's foil first and foremost. Like, for example, Henry in the books created Baby, Afton in the games created Baby. And people are split on whether the FNAF World Desk guy is Henry from the books or Afton from the games or Scott himself. I think it's a bit of all of them. I'm not elaborating on that part. Well, of course, there are differences. Henry wouldn't kill. Afton kills for no reason. Henry doesn't like messing with souls. Afton fucked around and found out. Alright, here's some more similarities. Henry doesn't seem to have a wife in the picture. Mrs. Afton only gets vague mentions. Depends on who was in that chair during Midnight Motors, if she even appears in the game canon at all. Charlie dies because Henry wasn't there to stop the bullies. Crying Child dies because Afton wasn't there to stop the bullies. All they gave their children was a machine that they thought could take care of the job. Afton got angry. Not because they hurt family, but because they hurt what was his. That's a bad explanation. The bullies hurt his property. He'd have acted the same way if one of his animatronics were broken. What really sells it is his speech at the end of 4. I will put you back together. It's what you say to an item, an animatronic. I don't think it sounds right being said to a human. No, I'm not fucking claiming that Crying Child is a robot from one line from an emotionless man that only cares because his property is broken. I am saying that Afton does not consider his family human. Side note, Glamrock Freddy does not understand human anatomy and is a children's entertainer. He likely does not know the concept of blood or injury. Another example would be the Circus Baby Pizza World Gaslings, in which Baby killed his daughter, and he was already considering opening entertainment rooms. We have never actually seen Afton guilty or sad about this. Of course, this is a key difference. Henry does consider Charlie to be human, but he's the exact opposite problem that Afton does. He considered his restaurants to be people, and so the scarred reputation was the wound that Afton inflicted on him. They are flawless for one reason. Neither of them understand the distinction between human and property. Anyways, Susie dying first is the most spoon-fed information we've ever gotten from this series, and trying to find ways to disprove it is why they stopped telling us the lore in straightforward